Okay, back to the upgrade of the Traxxas Slash4x4. Okay, got this one underneath it. I want to show you why I'm doing the springs on here, because look at that. It has such a low spring rate, it's not even funny. So I'm going to finish putting the springs on here, take the shocks off, and then I'm going to mount them back up. Oh, Cosmos is back on. Okay, I'm back from putting these new springs on this Perline shock. Hey, clean the shock up a little bit. It's a little bit on the dirty side. I do have a little bit of wear and tear on the bottom of this, because my suspension has been completely bombing out. So I got to make the suspension a little stiffer, and this definitely does feel like a stiffer spring. Not as stiff as I want it to be, but it's still pretty stiff. So both of those shocks are ready. Sorry, I kind of skipped through the part of selecting which one of these springs to put on there. Perline shock spring set. The red ones are the at least they feel like the strongest. The yellow ones feel like the medium springs, which already came with the vehicle. To tell you the truth, I really don't think even the hardest ones that they have are even hard enough for what I plan on doing with it. So maybe I will be adjusting this after I get onto the vehicle. So I'm going to put these parts on. Up next, we gotta do the front. So let me install these, and I'll be right back to you. Hey, you guys. Okay, I'm completely finished upgrading my Traxxas Slash4x4. As you see, it is just about as ready as I can get it right about now. I've dropped a new servo on it, dropped some new suspension parts. The shock, I actually went and got the Perline spring kit, and this is actually the end of my Slash upgrade video. I'm trying to decide, should I make this a 3? Actually, no, I'm going to make this all one video. So as you see earlier in the video that I'm going to add in, you're going to see me going through the parts. I didn't really go through the actual part selection. I'm just going to give you guys a tip. If you buy the Perline shock spring variety pack or spring set, basically one of these guys. Okay, I got one for the front, one for the rear. It's going to give you 3 different settings. It already comes with one setting. It already comes with the medium, so you actually will be having 2 medium springs on you. But what you will be getting is you will be getting the soft spring set, and you will be getting the hard spring set. Now, if you're doing on-road use like I do most of my RCing in the middle of the street. This isn't really something I recommend for safety reasons. If you have a nice street that's nice, long, doesn't have a lot of cars parked on it, or a lot of cars driving on it, I recommend it. If you can find yourself a nice parking lot, that's recommendatory too. So, but let's get back to the truck. I went with the hard springs. If I could turn it around, and you can see right there, that's the red. Now what I should have did is what I did do in the front is I made it so that the little red tab is here. They both go to the center. This way it doesn't get as dirty as it, because on my stock spring, the original springs, I can't tell what they are anymore because the paint just came off of all the shocks. So this is a big mess. That thing's been through a lot. So I got the socks at a perfect. They're exactly where I want them to. And it's a lot better than when I had the Slash. I used to have Slash springs on here from Traxxas, but their springs would not fit onto their Proline shocks. At least not well any which way. This is a good spring rate and is not too hard. I will say something. The Slash hard springs are a little bit harder than the Proliners. Actually, they're way harder than the Prolines. So, actually, I haven't tested this out, but this is how I use a rule of measurement to determine how I want these springs to be staying. Basically, I take this berry and I stick it in between here. Okay. And if the berry fits in there without touching this part, this bottom part, or the top part, and if it hits just this, that means where I want to be. And that'll give me the same size on both sides of the vehicle. I said size, right? Okay. Now on the front, I use this. Get you a perfect. So now on both sides, this is going to fit in there. So both sides are pretty even Steven. Now, matter of fact, let me show you. Another thing I did is that I didn't, before I had the shocks hooked into, I think it was this hole, but it was the one that was closest it was the one that was closest to the inside of the vehicle. Now I put it into the hole that's closest to the wheel. And it actually keeps the suspension from, because this is the rear of the Slash can go down really far depending on where you put the shocks at. So putting the shocks at that angle, it actually made it a bit stiffer, and it kept the wheels from going out too long. So it made so my ride height isn't so high in the air. It brought my ride height a little bit further down to the ground. Now here's the way to test. You got these mud flaps on the back, and you try to test out how sticky your suspension is, it's not going to work. Take 2 tires, particularly 2 mounted tires, and then just, like, you see how stiff it is? It didn't even compress all the way, and the front end is coming up. Now, it doesn't come up as fast as I want it to, but it's looking pretty good. So tomorrow I'm going ahead and take this out. I'm going ahead and stick one of my, I think either I'm going to stick my Onyx or, actually I'll probably put my Onyx and my Gen 8 through the paces on this new setup. I got the wires taped down. That's the switch for the fan that's right here. Ooh, almost knocked the camera out of my hand. So this truck is all done, and here's the springs that I use that's left over, which is a lot. And in case you're wondering, these are no longer the best springs you can get for the Slash anymore. Proline has actually just recently released another spring that is a lot harder than, well, no, I don't know about the actual spring rate, but it's a new shiny blue aluminum looking type of spring. and it's really good looking. So I'm hoping maybe if I get another Slash, I will grab those new Proline shocks that they recently came out. I have been loving these shocks. The only thing that's been missing is just a harder spring, because the other spring is too soft. I was literally putting my hand down and it was not coming back up at all. And I actually could feel that, because I theorized that it was making the Slash flip over when I turn. So I'm just trying to make. I know it's going to flip over regardless, because these tires these Prolines are really sticky. Even though I wore them, they still are very, very sticky. So hopefully everything's going to be done that I need, and it's going to give me the performance on the road that I want. Okay, this video is starting to get a little bit long. Plus, not to mention the stuff I got to add to the beginning. So I'm going to call this quits for this one. So that is 1, 2, 3 vehicles that have been upgraded with some new beautiful parts. The TL1 on your right is going to be just received a, what did I put in there? I put the Cyvox in there. So there's a Cyvox servo in that. There is a Ace servo in the TC4 and a new Futaba receiver using the FHSS servo. I mean, receiver. And I'm saving the high tech for the SCX10 when I get those new parts in, because my SCX10 is, I need some nuts and some links that are fit. I could put the current links on that I got on there, but they're just too long. They're going to change my wheelbase too much, and I can't have that. So I will see you guys later. It's been a blast. And this video is 10 minutes, too damn long, considering since this is the last part of the video. Matter of fact, I might just make this a separate video on its own, so depending on how long the other videos are. I need to stop talking, so see you guys later. Peace out. If you like this video, subscribe so I can make some more videos and get that YouTube money, whatever. So quick like, subscribe, it's going to help me out. And have a blast, and remember, get your RRCs out there and have some fun in the streets, and do it safely.